This is a scene from the movie Star Chasers, the Tronium Tusk. Now, you may have never heard of this film, but you'll probably recognize this.
Food Lion is a store with something
extra.
What do Star Chasers and the Food Lion have in common? Well, both were made using clay animation, and both were made by two men responsible for some of the most creative work on film today.
And we can bring it in and drop it right by the phone, and that should work.
John Lemon likes to make films, and Mike Rosinski likes to sculpt with clay. So 6 years ago, the two got together and Star Chasers was born. They've been together ever since, and today run one of only two studios in the United States devoted exclusively to clay animation.
I think clay animation is definitely an art form. You know, we think about Michelangelo. He spent all that time producing the statue of David, and it couldn't even move.
So how do they do it? How do they take this and turn it into this? Or maybe this and make it do this?
It's the same way that Walt Disney does animation, except instead of a series of drawings, we're working with a series of sculptures.
The characters, of course, don't actually move. Between each frame of film, their position is changed just a tiny bit so that when an entire sequence is completed and the film is played, the characters appear to be moving. For example, see the radio dancing in this commercial? It's actually many different radios, each shot on film, one frame at a time, and there are 30 frames per second.
Okay, so you start with the normal radio, which is this one. If you want to make the radio juke in time to the music, you would remove the normal, replace it with one that's leaned a little bit to the right. And you'd remove that one, replace it with one that's leaned a little more to the right. And the result is a real fluid, interesting looking kind of motion.
Well, I know who to call.
In the case of the talking phone, Mike must resculpt the mouth of the character for each frame of film, which gives it the appearance that its mouth is moving.
This would be like if his mouth was opening for the word I, and you'd have to put in the lower teeth as they would normally be exposed the further you open the mouth.
It's a laborious process. 30 frames of film per second translates into 900 frames of film per 30-second commercial. That means there can be as many as 900 setups or changes in the characters, and it can take a day just to shoot a second of film. But John and Mike say looking at the finished product makes it all worthwhile.
It's a great feeling. To me, I really enjoy when we edit something and actually get to see it come together, all the sound effects brought in, and everything really comes to life, and you've gone from a storyboard or an initial sketch to a finished commercial. That really is a good feeling.